Dealing with customer complaints is often one of the most emotionally draining things to do, but it doesn't have to be. The truth is, even the most angry and difficult customers can easily be dealt with, and you can turn an angry customer into a great business opportunity by applying a few simple strategies and scripts. So in this video, we are going to look at proven strategies and framework that you can apply no matter who is causing you trouble. You can also use the following tips in all your work interactions, and they'll boost your communication to the most successful level possible. The worst thing about angry customers is that they can embarrass and insult you, even if you didn't personally cause their frustration. Usually, the matters that enrage them may be just as little as a few dollars, or a few days they must spend waiting for a product or a service, but their unhappiness and frustration can extract a heavy toll. There are generally three things that all angry complainers want. They want to be heard. Even if you're just reading their email, the point is the same. You need to let them know that you are listening. In fact, by being a good listener, you are already halfway to solving the problem. If you are communicating in person, use your body language. Maintain eye contact. A gentle nod and the occasional pause as you consider what they are saying can help soothe the situation greatly. If you are writing to them, email back as soon as possible with plans for further discussions. They want to be loved. When customers buy a product or pay for a service from a particular company, they are displaying loyalty to the brand they chose, and we tend to buy from brands that we trust or feel a connection with. You know the feeling, so it's only natural to expect some of that loyalty in return. In many ways, this relationship is like a love affair. You need to remind them that you want them around, that you want to please them, and above all, they matter, even if they're angry or being unreasonable. They want something special. The best way to deal with a savage customer is to give them something special. Maybe a coupon for 20% off, or a free cup of coffee, or a free meal. These tokens of generosity may not cost you much, but they are worth a lot to an unhappy customer, and if you do these right, they may be worth as much as a lifetime of devotion. Now that we have established these three objectives, let's look into the script that you can use to turn any angry complaints around. Outraged customers can sometimes seem unstoppable. The first thing you should do is to calm them. One of the ways you can do that is to acknowledge the feelings and emotions they are trying to express. For example, "Dear client, I'm sorry to hear about the experience. I'm sure it wasn't pleasant. Thank you for letting me know about this situation and giving me the chance to help you address this matter. I'm sure we can resolve this situation immediately." Start from the beginning. Can you tell me exactly what happened? Let's break this down. The first step of conflict resolution is to start working from something that both sides can agree on. In this case, it is the angry customer's situation and feelings. An angry person needs to let it all out, so don't say anything until they've finished. Don't interrupt or disagree. If you do, you're just adding fuel to the fire. This technique is called reflective listening. Reflective listening can help defuse an aggressive situation because it helps the customer see that their feelings and point of view are being taken seriously. By using reflective listening, you can avoid being drawn into unnecessary arguments and remain focused on the issue at hand by responding only to what is relevant and what you can or should deal with. Here's another tip. Remember to be objective at all times. Note, in that first sentence, we didn't say things like, "I'm sure it caused you great mental anguish," or "Thank you for letting me know that humiliating experience." We don't know if the customer actually felt great mental anguish or humiliated, but if you suggest that they did, you risk turning that into a reality. Instead, we called it an unpleasant experience. That's a fact that neither side can deny, and it is the safest way to open up effective communication with an angry customer. Once the problem becomes clear, you need to prepare your response. You can begin by sympathizing with the customer. "I know that must have been difficult for you. You should expect respect every time you walk in our doors. The employee's manager will talk to her and ensure the situation doesn't occur again, and we will send you the refund immediately by overnight mail. You will have the refund in only 2 weeks. Usually it takes 4. On top of that, I'm sending you 10 discount coupons as a way of saying we're sorry, and we're not going to charge you for service that month. This occurred because our employee was new and credited your account incorrectly, and your invoice got lost in the system. I apologize for the mistake and the inconvenience it has caused you. I'll follow up on your case periodically and let you know if I detect any problems. Thanks again for letting me resolve this issue, and I appreciate all your patience and kind understanding." There are a few things that happened here. First, we didn't blame the company or anyone in it. Instead, we acknowledge the problem again and show that we are seeing things from their point of view. Immediately after we sympathized, we showed them specifically how we will resolve the problem. Always aim to negotiate for a compromise solution or an alternative course of action. And although it is difficult if the customer is being rude or unreasonable, you should refrain from making judgments. Responding to aggression with a pleasant and professional attitude can help defuse the situation and find the other person a way to back down with grace. It can also help you feel less stressed out. Remember, unless you are the one responsible for the mistake, and even then, You cannot be responsible for how someone else feels, so you can't be responsible for how they respond. Whatever happens, don't take it personally. When possible, offer the customer a little extra. By doing this, you make them feel special, and it can help you turn the negative situation around. After that, offer an explanation as to why the problem occurred, regardless of whether or not the complaint was valid. Be specific about your apology, but be careful not to over-apologize. If you do, you risk making the situation worse than it is, and that's the last thing you'd want to do. At this point, the customer will be looking for reassurance. You can give it to them by making some future plans. This can be anything from, "Let me know when you have received the refund," or, "If you need any help earlier, please call." If you are talking in person, say it with certainty. Make them know that they haven't wasted their time talking with you. This step is often referred to as closure. It allows you to put their angry emotions away for good. And last, always end your response on a good note. In the example, we not only thanked the customer again for bringing the issue to our attention, but we also praised the customer for their patience and understanding. These are words that invoke a positive feeling. By ending the exchange with positive emotions, you can influence how the customer remembers the whole experience, even though it started negatively. Believe it or not, how we rate an experience is largely determined by our memory of it, rather than the process of experiencing it. We can talk more about this in another video. And that's the script. Even though this is just an example, the framework can be applied onto any situation, and you can use the same approach to diffuse angry customers and turn the situation around. Know this, the customer is not your enemy. And most people don't realize this because they're just overwhelmed with negative emotions when dealing with complaints. More often than not, unhappy customers can tip you off to problems that no one, not you, not your boss, not your star employee or surveys, has noticed. And this can be a great experience for both you and your business. We hope this video has been helpful, and thank you for your support. Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to hit subscribe.